Hi, I am Abigail Ashley Pinonia and I am from BSMLS A13. Today I'll be discussing or defending my exercise prescription on about cardiovascular conditioning prescription and muscular strengthening prescription on PED 025. So, let's now start on my cardiovascular conditioning prescription. As what you can see here on the screen is my cardiovascular conditioning prescription. I'll be discussing this one by one. How did I get that kind of answer and why did I input that kind of answer? First, for the frequency, I decided to do this exercise 4 times a week. I plan to do this exercise on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Maybe you're wondering why I am selecting those days. It's because there's also this one exercise, the muscular strengthening exercise, and I plan to like salot try those two different exercises every day because I'm that kind of person who easily gets bored, so I try to incorporate that also on my exercise. So next, for the intensity, I chose moderate intensity. It's because I want to share a little background of myself. I've been living a sedentary lifestyle for a long period of time, and if I engage to a high intensity level of exercise, I am afraid that my body won't be able to sustain or give energy while doing the exercise, or my body can really do the exercise because I can't. And I'm also that kind of person. It's because maybe I am living, just like what I've said. I haven't been physically active, so I easily get out of breath. So I couldn't risk to perform high level intensity of exercises. I also did not chose a low intensity exercises. I'm sorry. It's because I don't mean to offend or hurt those who chose low intensity exercises, but I think that there's like no challenge on that kind of intensity. But of course, I am also basing it on my body. So next, for my resting heart rate, I calculated that by putting my 2 fingers here on my neck, and without doing nothing, just by sitting, I counted my pulse for a minute, and that resulted to a 88 beats per minute. So next, the heart rate reserved. I based my answer here in the table on what you see right now on your screen. It is already provided in the SAS, so I just based my answer there. Since I am a moderate intensity, this is where I belong. So I chose 65%. It's because I based it on what I think is right and what my body can. So I'll be now discussing my target heart rate reserve. I got that by following this formula here that is already given or provided in the activity sheets. 220 is the constant, so there's no need to change that, minus my age, which is I am 18 years old, minus my resting heart rate, which is 88 beats per minute. Close parenthesis. My heart rate reserve is 65% multiplied to 100%, so that resulted to 0.65 plus my resting heart rate, which is 88. I calculated the numbers inside the parenthesis first because of the PEMDAS method that we followed. So by calculating these numbers inside the parentheses, I got 144. I multiplied that to 0.65. I got 74.1. Added to my resting heart rate, which is the 88. That resulted into 162.1. So I rounded that off and I got 162. So next, for my heart rate at high interval. Target heart rate and heart rate at high interval are the same. I just added beats per minute here at the high interval. So next, for heart rate at low interval, I also got that by following the formula. It's almost the same formula that we used here and the target heart reserve. However, the heart rate reserve is divided by 2. So 0.65 divided by 2 is 0.325. And by calculating first the numbers inside the parentheses, I got 114. So I multiplied 114 to 0.325 and I got 37.05 plus my resting heart rate, which is 88. I got 125.05 and I rounded it up because there's no such thing as 0.5 in beats, so I just input here 125 beats per minute. So next, for the Borg rate of perceived exertion, as what you can see here on the screen, there's a scale there that I added. Since my intensity is moderate, I based my answer here in the green part of the scale. I chose 5. It's because I think that the exercise that I am planning to do is not that hard, but not also below hard. It's neutrally hard. So yeah, that's why I got 5. The next is the time. So I decided to have a 40 minutes of exercise, including the warm up and cool down. So for the warm up, I decided to have a 5-minute warm up. It's because I think that's a right amount of time to get my body started and heated up for me to be ready to do the exercises. And by doing those 5 minutes exercise, I'll be lessening the possibility of me having a fatigue, which is who wants to have a fatigue, right? So next, for the stimulus, this is the exercise proper. I decided to have a 30 minutes of exercises. I did not choose 31 and above. It's because I don't think that my body can do that long of an exercise. And I've also shared this on my previous videos that I am that kind of person who, like, I easily get out of breath, and I've been also living a sedentary lifestyle before, so I want to start small muna. And yeah, and by also listening to my body and knowing what its capabilities are, I decided to just have a 30 minutes of exercise, the minimum amount of exercise. So next, for the cool down, I decided to have a 5-minute cool down. This is actually my favorite part of the exercise. It's because finally I am already finished. So at first I just decided to have a 3-minute cool down, but oh my god, this is my favorite part of the exercise, so I decided to have a 5-minute cool down. I want to feel the accomplishment that, oh my god, I am almost done. So I decided to have a 5-minute cool down. So the number of cycles, I decided to just perform this exercise for only one cycle. And the types of exercises that I decided to do are kanang jumping ropes, walking, and jumping rope, running, and walking. So I chose these kinds of exercises. It's because those kinds of exercises are I have the means of doing it. Like, I don't need gym equipments, which I clearly don't have. I have a jump rope at home, so why not utilize it and, like, incorporate it into my exercise. So yes, that ends my cardiovascular conditioning prescription. Now let's go to my muscular resistance training prescription. As what you can see here on the screen, this is what my muscular prescription looks like. So let's start on the training age. Of course, that's my age. I am 18 years old, so I input here 18 years old. Next, for my goal is to gain muscles on arms and develop core strength. That's my goal. It's because I've also shared this on my previous video that I'm physically thin. However, I am that kind of thin girl who doesn't have a shape. So, and I also consider my arms to be not strong. I mean, I can really say that it's weak. So by gaining arm muscles, maybe I can develop a strength on my arms. Like, how can I tell that my arms are really weak? One of the factors that made me think that my arms are weak is that I can't even throw a basketball into the ring. So yeah, and it has become my insecurity. So I want to gain arm muscles. So for my next goal to gain abs, I mean, abs are attractive, so I want to gain abs to be just, physically good. So next, for the volume, I chose a moderate intensity volume. Same reason for my cardiovascular conditioning prescription. I chose moderate intensity because I don't want to bigla my body to immediately engage in high level intensity of exercises. And low intensity exercises are also not my type because I want challenges, but the challenges that I know that I can do, those are just the things that I want to tackle, like go through. I want to not take a risk, but at the same time, I also don't want to play too safe, So, and moderate intensity is what I think my body can do. So I am also basing this not just for personal reason, but also based on what my body can do. Next, for the frequency, this exercise will be done 3 times a week. I'll be doing this on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So just like what I had said later ago, that my cardiovascular conditioning prescription will be done 4 times a week, and I decided to do muscular resistance for 3 times a week because I want to salot these 2 exercises in 1 week, because I am that kind of person who easily gets bored. So I try to incorporate that into my exercise by doing different exercises every day. So next, for the session or duration, I decided to have a 42 minutes including the warm up and cool down. So let's directly proceed to my warm up stretch. Each set is equivalent to 10 seconds. So for example, my head circles here, I have 4 sets, so that's 40 seconds per exercise except for the air squats. So that's a total of 5 minutes if you would calculate that one by one. I also selected these exercises through thorough research. I've watched a lot of fitness videos, and I found out that these stretches are good before you actually start the exercise. It's because it really stretches your muscles so that you can avoid fatigue and perform the exercise correctly. So for the exercise, I decided to have a 32-minute exercise. Each set is equivalent to 1 minute. Then one rep is equal to 6 seconds. I also selected these kinds of exercise through thorough research by watching fitness videos on YouTube and searching on Google. I found out that these exercises, there's a lot of people who tried these exercises. Of course, I also know that not all people who will do this exercise will be guaranteed that they will have the same result, but I am still in hopes that I would also get what they got. So I chose these exercises, and also the fact that I've tried these exercises, so I know that my body can do it. And so I also want to explain the load here. Why did I input such thing here? So I based my answer on the table here, as what you can see on the screen right now. Since my intensity is moderate, I based that here, this part. For example, on my first exercise, I rated it as 70% 1 RM. It's because I consider up and down plank a hard exercise. It really requires arm strength, and as of the moment, I don't have an arm strength, so I am having a hard time pushing myself up. So I rated it as 70% of 1 RM. Same reason to the reverse planks, since it also needed a lot of lower body strength, and I don't really have that kind of energy right now, so I also rated that as 70% of 1 RM. For tricep dip toe tap, I also consider this exercise a hard one, but an exercise that I can really carry on. Of course, I wouldn't choose an exercise that I can't do. It's because I am having a hard time focusing on my strength on my abs. So for the RPE, as what you can see here, this part here, I based my answer on this scale right here. So since I am a moderate intensity, I am basing my answer here in the green part. So let's now go to my cool down stretch. So each set is equal to 30 seconds. If you add it all here, it's a total of 5 minutes. There are 7 exercises here, as what you can see on the screen. And most of my exercises, I decided to have a 30 seconds. except for the cat and cow pose, because I have to do like that and that. So that's 15 seconds of those, each of those pose. I also selected these exercises through thorough research talaga, because I also don't know exercises just basing on my current knowledge. So I really did a lot of research and watch a lot of YouTube videos, and to find out which exercise is good, and exercise that I can do, and exercise that like I can, that are guaranteed to get you the results that you want. Oh, that's the end of my presentation. I hope that I was able to explain it all clearly. Again, I am Abigail Ashley Penonia, and thank you for listening.